My name is Mams and I make weird music. Last year, I released my first ever album, Small Town Boy. You can listen to it on Bandcamp, Apple Music, and all other major streaming platforms. The links to them will be down in the description. It has 10 songs on it. The genre of the 10 songs range all the way from blues, black metal, harsh noise, acoustic folk, to avant-garde, and many other stuff in between. Since it was such a varied album, I wanted my next album to be a lot more focused. If you've been following my channel, then you already know that for my next album, I am going for a more acoustic folk style or genre. I've already recorded and released 2 of those songs here on YouTube itself. Again, links will be down in the description below. Anyways, this is the video for the 3rd song. This song is probably going to be the darkest song on the album, and I want it to be the closing track of the album. It is a much more political song, and it talks about an event that happened back in 1955. Of course, as usual, my version of the story is somewhat fictionalized. It references true historical events, but I have made up a story to contextualize the song in. As they say in movies, based on true historical events, or whatever the saying goes. Anyways, I'm just gonna bluntly throw at you the details of the event, or at least whatever I was able to gather from the internet. There is no way I can prepare you for it. So, here it goes. A few hundred years ago, the hills in and around Darjeeling were inhabited by different tribes like the Lepchas and the Bhutias. These areas were at different times under different kingdoms like Sikkim, Nepal, or Bhutan. But after a few wars and treaties and a lot of different events, too confusing for me to understand, it fell under the rule of the British monarchy. The British soon realized that the land of the hills were very fertile to grow something that they very much wanted: tea. Many plantations were created, and lots of tea planters and manual laborers were brought in from Nepal. Many big tea plantations were established, some of which are even till this day known as some of the best tea varieties in the world. One such plantation is Margaret's. A certain Englishman was visiting the area called Ringtong along with his daughter named Margaret. She loved the place so much, but sadly, when she was returning on her way back to England on the ship, she passed away. Her father later named the tea estate Margaret's Hope after her. Let's park this story here, and we'll come back to it later in the video. But anyways, after India got independence, ownership of these tea estates were taken up by other Indian businessmen. And sadly, most, if not all of them, were not very fair to the workers. Their wages were very low, with little to no facilities and very harsh working conditions. A very common practice was of hatta bahira, where workers who did not fall in line with the whims of the management were thrown out of the estate along with their families, leaving them homeless and with no source of income. In 1955, a big organized labor movement started protesting against these harsh realities faced by the tea plantation workers. On the 25th of June, a protest was gathering right at Margaret's Hope, and that is when the police fired. Coming back to our parked story about Margaret. So, I made an imaginary situation for my song. Whatever I'm saying after this sentence is fiction. Margaret is on the ship on her way back to England, and she catches the flu. And then, on her deathbed, she has a vision. In the vision, she can see the future of her beloved place. At first, she sees the beautiful valleys, the gardens of tea, the birds and the croaking sounds of the cicadas and the crickets. She sees that her father has named it after her. But then soon, her vision takes a grim turn. She sees the blood, the tear gases, and the 6 martyrs. Her hope turns to tears. And that is the lyrics of the song. Anyways, let's talk about the music. So, I made this song in dadgat tuning. It's a tuning used a lot by Jimmy Page, especially on songs like Kashmir and Black Mountain Side. It is somewhat of an open tuning and works great for modal kind of music. I have used the Raga Charukeshi on this, which corresponds to the Mixolydian flat 6 mode, but I like to call it the maj minor scale. Its first half is a major scale. But its second half is the natural minor scale. Hence, the maj minor scale. I kept the intro and the outro very open-ended with just 2 chords on it. And it is in free time. It is the more darker part of the song where I am visualizing Margaret in the dark basement of the ship where she's laying down and she sees the vision. I kept the middle part of the song, which is the vision that she sees, a little more upbeat. And I'm using these chords. It is also in a very syncopated rhythm to show the lush and joyful visions that she saw of Margaret's hope. Just like the other 2 songs on the album, this song too is just guitar and vocals. It has very minimal post-processing, but a lot of reverb and delay. Besides that, it only has EQ and compression. Anyways, here's the song. Margaret got the flu. As she lay on her cot, her eyes brimmed with a tear. She had a vision that troubled her soul. She was on a valley, and winds did blow. On a valley near Darjeeling, was the most beautiful land she had ever seen. on her way to England. Margaret had a vision that her valleys were soaked in blood. With tears, her eyes did flood. Men and women of the valley were stricken with fear. 6 corpses she saw as the tear gas did clear. Her heart did ache, and death was near. Margaret's hope had turned to Margaret's Welcome back. Did you like the song? Did you like the song? Did you like the song? Because if you did, then you should hope subscribe. And while you're at it, don't forget to leave a like and turn on notifications for the channel. I will be recording more songs for the album. In fact, just last week, I've recorded a new song for it, but that might take a few more months to come out. As of now, I don't yet know how many songs the album will have or when the album is going to be finished. I hope sometime next year. If you would like to support me, I have a Patreon which will be linked down in the description. For the first tier of patrons, I will put your names at the end of my videos. But for the second tier, I am providing lots of backing tracks, alternate takes, maybe lessons and tabs, and many other stuff which I've already started uploading. In fact, I will be uploading some alternate takes as well as some demo phone recordings of this particular song on the Patreon itself. So if you'd love to support me and the channel, please do become a patron. Also, I would like to shout out a documentary that I saw on Margaret's Hope. It has subtitles in English, and it shows how the current living situation is of the people of Margaret's Hope. Spoiler alert, it's still not good. Anyways, stay untuned. Okay, bye.